It's Smackdown versus Raw WarGames 2023, and there's a lot on the line. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis have declared war between the two brands. Let's see if we can make Survivor Series better than WWE. Let's go to week 1. The show kicked off with Adam Pearce addressing the upcoming Survivor Series WarGames. He announced he had already selected Team Raw and without further ado, presented them. The first to come out was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, followed by main event Jey Uso. And then none other than Sami Zayn joined Cody and Jey in the ring. Pearce was about to announce that the last 2 members of Team Raw were part of the Judgement Day, so he called them out. The Judgement Day came out with Mr. Money in the Bank Damian Priest, the North American champion Dominik Mysterio, and Finn. As Pearce was about to reveal the captain of Team Raw, the Judgement Day interrupted him, Damian Priest specifically, claiming that the Judgement Day should lead Team Raw. That's when Pearce declared that there would be a 6-man tag team match tonight, and the winner from either side would get to pick the captain of Team Raw. The main event was set with Cody, Sami, and Jey teaming up to take on the Judgement Day to determine who would lead Team Raw into Survivor Series. Finn and Sami began the match, with Sami getting the upper hand early on. He pushed Finn into the ropes and hit him with a drop kick when Finn came back towards him. When Sami tried another attack in the corner of the ring, Finn was quick to block him. Then Finn started to control the match. He moved fast and did a bunch of moves one after the other, making it really hard for Sami to fight back or even catch his breath. Then Finn tagged in Damian Priest. Finn and Priest teamed up, hitting Sami with a solid double combo. Priest then isolated Sami in the corner and delivered a series of sharp kicks to his chest. Next up, Priest tagged in Dominik Mysterio, who landed a hard hit to Sami's ribs while Priest was still holding him. Dominik aimed for a corner move, but Sami dodged it and then seized Dominik. That gave Sami the opening he needed. He made the tag to Cody, and at the same time, Dirty Dom tagged Finn back in. Cody rode the momentum, unleashing a series of moves on Finn. Hold on, Kevin Owens is here, and Kevin Owens just hit him with a stunner. On the other side, Rey has Dominik, and Rey is hitting his son Dominik with a kendo stick. Jimmy Uso hits Sami Zayn with a super kick on the other side, and Solo Sikoa gives main event Jey Uso a Samoan spike. But wait, inside the ring, Angelo Dawkins is kicking Cody Rhodes in the corner, and Montez Ford has Finn in a different corner and is kicking him too. The almighty Bobby Lashley lifts Cody up and puts him through a table. Smackdown stands tall while Raw ends. Smackdown's first week started with Nick Aldis talking to everyone. He said that Team Smackdown is going to be great. He also said he didn't like what happened last Monday night on Raw. He told us that Adam Pearce promised not to start any more trouble or fight back against Smackdown. The first person he said would be on the team was the almighty Bobby Lashley. After him, he said the prize fighter Kevin Owens would join. Then he told us the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio, was in too. Then Aldis was about to say that the megastar, LA Knight, would be part of the team too. But suddenly, members of the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, jumped LA Knight from behind. Solo hit LA Knight with a Samoan spike. That's when Kevin Owens ran up to fight Solo Sikoa, and Rey went after Jimmy Uso. Owens and Mysterio didn't want to stop. They were really fired up and wanted to keep going. But after a bit, the security team was able to pull them apart and stop the fight. That's when Nick Aldis decided that the main event of SmackDown would be Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens against Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa in a tag team match playa. The main event was about to begin, with the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio teaming up with the prize fighter Kevin Owens. They were set to take on members of the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, on SmackDown. The match kicked off with Rey Mysterio and Jimmy Uso in the ring. Rey Mysterio sent Jimmy Uso against the ropes, and as Jimmy bounced back, Rey hit him with a double drop kick right to the legs. Rey then attempted a running move in the corner, but Jimmy was ready for him and met Rey with a double kick to the face, followed by a super kick and another sharp kick to the back of the Hall of Famer. Rey went for a springboard Hurricane Rana on Jimmy, but Jimmy turned it into a powerbomb. After that, Jimmy tagged in Solo Sikoa, and together they executed an assisted Samoan drop on the Hall of Famer. Rey was getting destroyed in the match up to that point. Solo Sikoa then attempted a splash from the middle rope, but Rey moved out of the way, and that's when he tagged in Owens. Owens burst into the ring and leveled Sikoa with a massive clothesline, followed by a senton bomb on the floor. Owens was setting up for a stunner, but Sikoa countered and sent Owens to the outside with a clothesline. Wait, Dominik Mysterio is here, and he just threw Rey against the steel steps. Jey Uso has pulled Jimmy from the apron to the floor. Dominik and McDonough with Rey and Damian Priest has shown up too, and he just nailed Owens with a chokeslam. Raw is here. Here comes the almighty Bobby Lashley to even the odds, but Cody Rhodes is here. He strikes Lashley with a kendo stick, and now Cody delivers a crossroads to the almighty. Raw has gotten its revenge on SmackDown. Next week on Raw, Adam Pearce calls out the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown, Nick Aldis, to discuss everything that transpired last week. They both summoned the team captains for their respective teams, and what a surprise it is. Jimmy and Jey are the captains of each team. They agreed in good faith to have a cordial match between the two brands tonight. The main event of Raw will feature the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, going up against Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes was gearing up for a move in the corner, but Jimmy was quick to counter. Jimmy tried to throw a punch, but Cody was faster and countered it as well. Then Cody connected with a drop-down throat thrust. He propelled Jimmy against the ropes, followed with a drop-down and a leapfrog, and then struck Jimmy with a knee right in the gut. Cody went for a clothesline, but as he backed off, Jimmy caught him off guard with a middle rope spear, followed quickly by a super kick. Jimmy was setting up for an Uso splash, but Cody rolled out of the way just in time. Hold on, something is happening backstage. Solo Sikoa has just put Sami Zayn through a table, and Kevin Owens is brawling with Damian Priest in the parking lot. Adam Pearce is arguing with Nick Aldis, insisting that this chaos is not what they had agreed upon. Ooh. And Solo Sikoa hits Sami with a Samoan spike. Back in the ring, the almighty Bobby Lashley has the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes in the Hurt Lock submission hold right in the middle of the ring. Jey Uso was rushing to save Cody, but the Street Profits caught him by surprise, ambushing him from behind. Meanwhile, back in the ring, the captain of Team Smackdown looks on, seemingly pleased with Bobby Lashley's dominance over Cody Rhodes. The team of Alpha Academy is brawling with the Street Profits on the stage. Monday Night Raw ends with the almighty Bobby Lashley applying the Hurt Lock to an already passed out Cody Rhodes, while Jey Uso celebrates Team SmackDown's victory in this episode of Raw. The main event of SmackDown this week featured the megastar LA Knight going one-on-one with the enforcer of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa. Knight whipped Sikoa against the ropes, dropped down leapfrog, and finished with an elbow to the face. Knight was charging for a move in the corner, but Sikoa countered. Sikoa then went for a splash in the corner, but the megastar dodged, saying, "Not tonight," and followed up with a jumping neckbreaker on Sikoa. The megastar chased Solo Sikoa outside the ring, but it was a trap. As Knight tried to punch Sikoa, Solo countered and sent Knight face first into the ring post. He didn't stop there. Solo followed up with a front suplex on Knight right into the barricade. Back inside the ring, Solo landed a Samoan drop on Knight. Solo looked like he was about to finish the match with his fierce Samoan spike, but Sami Zayn and Jey Uso caused a distraction, turning Solo's attention away from Knight. Knight seized the moment and delivered the BFT for the win. Outside the ring, Sami Zayn is out for revenge against Solo Sikoa, but suddenly Jey Uso grabs Jey from the apron and slams him into the steel steps, followed by a super kick. Backstage, chaos erupts as members of the Survivor Series teams brawl all over the place, and just like that, Survivor Series has arrived. It's game day for Survivor Series WarGames, and it's really special to see Cody Rhodes competing in the match his dad, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, created back in 1987. The first two competitors to start the match were Rhodes and the prize fighter Kevin Owens. Even though they were close while fighting the Bloodline in the Judgement Day, they're now battling each other. Another person who entered the match was Sami Zayn, and it was tough to watch these three friends having to fight one another inside the WarGames structure. The match kept filling up with superstars, and it was almost time for everyone from Team Raw and Team SmackDown to enter the WarGames. The captains of both teams were already in the ring, and Solo Sikoa was the last one to enter. As you've seen, it's been total chaos with so many groups involved. The Judgment Day, Lashley and the Street Profits, the Bloodline, the LWO. We were only missing Imperium and the Brawling Brutes in the match. But I think it would be really cool to have a WarGames with many factions on both teams, both heels and baby faces. The only thing I would change is the rule where you have to wait for all 10 superstars to be in the ring for the match to officially start. I think it would be way better if the match started right from the beginning. That would add more strategy to decisions like who to send in first, who to send in last, who we can afford to sacrifice, and who could shock the world by entering last when his team is down and the other team has 3 superstars left. Imagine them beating everyone and winning the match. We could also add special rules, like if both teams have the same number of superstars in at the same time and one gets pinned, all the superstars from the team that got pinned would be eliminated. This is just me throwing ideas into the mix. Let me know what you think. Eventually, after a hard-fought battle, Team SmackDown won this year's WarGames. Let me know how you would book this year's Survivor Series in the comments. Goodbye.